Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Edna and Harvey, Harvey's New Eyes. Let's continue. So, we depressed Bridget into hanging herself, and so the body count is rising. Honestly, when I started covering this game, I was thinking much more from the perspective that this Halloween month, I was gonna just play generally spooky games, not the scariest or the goriest or most violent. Before in previous years, I've tried to find just the scariest, bloodiest, goriest possible and keep those within October or around October. And I didn't think this game was really going to fit that category, but man, the body count really is going up higher and higher. So we're going to take her scout badge.
There it was. The Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. Birgit had certainly earned it, but why had she left it out like that?
What's funny though is since this is a unreliable narration and the entire story is basically obviously not what's really happening here, it's kind of hard to explain how the Mother Superior wouldn't have recognized that she was dead unless this is the double bluff. And these people aren't actually dying, it's just happening all in her head, which is possible.
Lilli thought that the Girl Scouts badge was much too precious to leave lying about like that. She put it in her pocket just to be safe.
So now we can claim to be a Boy Scout. We also have a party
Lilli
cake.
had never seen a cake so up close before. She could have cried out of happiness for Birgit.
Let's go ahead and grab this. I imagine we're going to have to...
The cake was meant for Birgit and no one else. Lilli didn't even deserve to lick the pastry shell.
So we can't move the cake, so eventually we'll put something in the cake, I guess. Possibly the fireworks, that would make sense. Alright, let's show the scout badge to the old man so it shows that we're a Boy Scout in his mind. That way he lets me take the musket.
But that's the Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. I had no idea I was talking to a genuine scout. I was a Boy Scout once, you know. Well, knock me over with my things over there. They're lying in that chest, you know. Because among scouts, there's no such thing as ownership and...
Never heard that one before. Yeah, I don't think the scouts really preach sharing that much when the Girl Scouts are constantly pushing selling cookies and the Boy Scouts are slightly less constantly pushing selling popcorn. And again, I guess this has to be taking place in like North America because I just don't think Europe has the Scouts or anything quite equivalent to that. The thing there is there might very well be a German Scouts equivalent, and this has just been translated to Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. That would make sense. So, a scout knife. Oh, yes, we did need a knife, didn't we?
Lilli was used to not looking at knives anymore. She found the enticing way the light twinkled on them a little disturbing.
Let's look in the scout chest. Otherwise, you can't, but we'll grab it and close it, I guess. And then we'll go ahead and take the musket, too.
Lilli had asked for a musket last Christmas. Instead, she'd been given a muskrat nibbling on gingerbread.
Okay. So, maybe we use the musket on the gargoyle?
Was out of reach. Once again, her arms were too short and her line too long.
And so we're not going to shoot the gargoyle. Are we going to shoot the
Lilli certainly
firecrackers?
wouldn't be able to get the firecrackers off the statue like that. Once again, her arms were too short and... The school... Once again... The gargoyle... Once again...
So that's not the solution, obviously. It feels like if you're going to get something like a musket as a weapon, for a point-and-click adventure game, there almost certainly should be another solution that requires you to get a bullet and some gunpowder. Let's see if this wrench can open the chandelier. This balloon wrench. It shouldn't work, but it's a good
Lilli
question.
What Lilli now did was actually void of all logic, and she could already hear uproar of the online reviewer, but she did it anyway. The online reviewers sounded a bit hoarse today. Maybe they shouldn't smoke so much.
Okay. So the balloon wrench was kind of a direct loop puzzle. Like we talked to the clown to get the balloon wrench and then used it. Now we have a pack of cigarettes we can grab.
The clown had just left his cigarettes here. He must have been in a great hurry.
So maybe we'll give the cigarettes to the boy with the matches. And then that'll make us look tough. Meanwhile, let's pop the balloon.
Lilli couldn't bring herself to destroy the balloon. Edna's self-portrait was just too well done.
Alright, let's just take the balloon in.
Lilli thought Edna's self-portrait was very well done. She would have given her right arm to draw like that. Unfortunately, she wasn't strong enough to get through the bone. Done. Now only 2 pieces of evidence were left to completely erase Edna's tracks.
Okay. So we are now 1/3 of the way done with this puzzle. Let's go ahead and just give the cigarettes to Shawnee and
What do
we'll...
you have there? Cigarettes? No thanks. You can keep those. Of course I smoke. I'm a real rebel, remember? But only when I'm nervous. And since my nerves are like steel, it's just a hypothetical situation. I'm a hypothetical smoker, which is actually much tougher than a regular smoker.
We'll try and talk to this guy. We're still trying to get that recipe. It's been a while.
Little goody two-shoes Lilli. You better split before I tie your shoelaces together. Or worse.
There's definitely a danger here of like
If you're trying to
running into elements for puzzles that are going to be 2 or 3 hours later.
And that means you won't get your recipe either.
Alright, well. Balloon, cigarettes, musket. All slightly questionable as to how this is all going to work. Musket on Suka. Let's just see if we can just shoot somebody.
Suka didn't seem to notice Lilli, but that was nothing new.
Musket on the tree.
Lilli didn't have the slightest clue how she was supposed to get the inscription off the tree.
So it's not the musket, then it's possibly the scout knife.
Lilli didn't have the Suka didn't see, but that was
We'll try and give the cigarettes to her.
Suka didn't, but that was
So unless we're supposed to just cut the tree.
Lilli would have liked to show the tree all of her great things, but it didn't even want to hear her. Oh well, Lilli was used to it.
It's kind of crazy to have
Lilli
two
would have
cutting
liked to show- oh well.
objects in one puzzle. Are we supposed to do something like
In the meantime, Lilli had, but no. In
put the
meantime,
marbles
but-
here? No, I don't think so. And I don't think there's anything else we're supposed to be doing in the cellar quite yet. We've blew up a boy there. In fact, we're fairly quickly running out of...
Shawnee didn't. Lilli had.
We're like kind of quickly running out
Shawnee,
of
Lilli.
people to even kill.
Shawnee, Lilli.
And we can't just threaten the guy. Combining cigarettes and
Lilli had
alcohol.
heard that was certain. The embroidery was of a unicorn with 8 legs. Lilli loved the unusual embroidery more than anything, but she didn't know when asked about it.
Yeah, I just don't see quite the solution here. There's nothing here, so we are potentially eliminating areas that we need to walk around. Seems like we have to go back to the cafeteria multiple times. We could try and talk to doors.
You again! You shouldn't be wandering the cafeteria between meal times! The strangest accidents have happened then, and I have an alibi for nearly all of them.
Alright, well. Hunger, food for the cat.
Before you ask for more food again, it's been hours since I held a canning jar in my hand. My hands always they break every children's leg.
Let's go ahead and skip that.
You stop mealtime ends, and as long as the stove is out and I don't have my knife, the kitchen is staying closed. So there's unless you have
Okay, so I do have a knife in hand. I don't have the stove on, and I don't have the recipe.
What do you have there? Is that my knife? It's just unbelievable that a little brat like you is running around with a knife. Let me tell you, the youth of today are as rotten.
So it feels like the reason we have two cutting objects is because we're giving one away.
So hand it over before you hurt someone. Unbelievable. A little girl with a knife. So irresponsible. Here, take this chainsaw instead. Now that I have my knife back, I won't need it anymore.
Okay. Let's just end that dialogue and take this
Lilli
chainsaw.
wasn't going to do anything silly with the chainsaw. As a responsible girl, she knew that one shouldn't simply start sawing. She would wait until night, when she wouldn't bother anyone.
Let's ask a question. Can we get the food?
Lilli had already eaten more than her. Lilli decided.
Yeah. So unless we were going to take the Puma banner back down. Oh, I suppose it probably is more beneficial to go up and go this way first. Doesn't seem like we've been this way for a while. It really feels like every time when we create an accident and kill somebody, though, that should be the end of an act, a chapter, and we should go further. The whole story should reset and we should go in a different direction after each kill. It should feel like that is the main goal of wherever you are. It would be fairly easy to jump
there you are. Lumpy
from
stone.
one
Did you
area
get the
to
cat
another
food?
area to another area.
What? And then you dare return here? Off with you. Out, out, out.
So I can't go in
How
here.
I loathe these children.
Okay. So nothing there. Unless we're supposed to like hold the sword hanging by hook.
Was only.
Yeah, I could see 3 different areas and then 3 different main acts, and then coming back to the main acts at different times. In the Deponia series, they kind of do that, but they more do it in such a way that it's in between different Deponia games. Let's see. I guess we'll try and talk to Shy.
Shibuya. It's all so cool. It's all too much for my mind to comprehend.
Yeah, we can't talk to her. And it does kind of seem like we're going to end up having more of a struggle killing this girl. We'll talk to Edna, but I don't think there's anything really new here.
Have you destroyed all the evidence already?
So let's maybe see if we can just have some hints here.
What a great story. Save it. As long as my firecrackers is still hanging from the school clock, there's no time to lose. You have to get up there somehow.
Okay.
Yourself.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so anxious. Until the inscription on the tree is gone, I'm sure Dr. Marcel will find me. But how can we possibly get rid of it? Now that you've driven off the termites, working the tree wood will be hard. I took a knife from the cafeteria once, and even that barely left a scratch on the bark. I wonder what Doris uses to cut the pumpernickel in the mornings.
So it
She
is
must have
giving
some
you
other tools.
the chainsaw hint there.
I'm sorry that I can't help you, but I can't risk Dr. Marcel finding me. You know what they say about him. It's all true, except the story with the orangutan. I made that one up. Not so loud. Dr. Marcel's ears are everywhere. If you listen closely, you can even hear the wind blowing in his ear hairs. That guy is no joke, but you know the rumors, so watch out for him. He is evil. Evil.
It would be funny if it turned out that the events of the first Edna and Harvey game didn't really happen, and it was just a story that Edna made up in this convent, and this is the reality. Although you still just run into the same problem, though, because now the events of this story are so farcical that it's beyond the realm of reality, that a girl like Lilli would just be able to get away with so many murders and not be caught or not at least rise an alarm. I'm seeing these numbers here. I wonder if that's supposed to indicate something, but that's not even something you can look at. Alright, well, let's see if the chainsaw works with the dedication.
The idea was good, but unfortunately there wasn't any gasoline for the chainsaw.
Okay, we can fix that. Alcohol on a
Lilli
chainsaw.
had a brilliant idea. High-proof alcohol was an excellent fuel substitute for the gasoline chainsaw.
Of course, I
Mother
can see a lot of
Superior
people
will
not
really be proud
thinking
her.
of that. If worse comes to worse, you should just always try and mix your items in your inventory. It looks like we probably won't have that many items in the inventory, but there is definitely room for scrolling down lower.
Done. Now, only one piece of evidence was left to completely erase Edna's tracks.
So we'll walk away, and then we'll come back and find her falling off the cliff.
That's what Lilli loved about the garden. There were new kinds of animal sounds every day.
That doesn't inherently mean she's dead, but the blood seems to imply that. Or the purple paint seems to imply that.
This ball of wool was a symbol of friendship. Lilli wanted it to stay in the treasure chest for eternity.
Okay. So we need the recipe, and we need to fix the oven, the stove.
The stove was black and empty, just like the
And
mirror
I wonder
that always appeared in Lilli's dreams.
if it's perhaps the case that this stove is not the stove that needs to be fixed. Because we have like a block of wood. We could go use the balloon to get the firecrackers. Maybe the firecrackers will get us the lighter. We're walking around through this central hub way too much. And yeah, the only way you really fix that is you just have less scenes. See with the balloon works with
Lilli
firecrackers.
certainly wouldn't be able to get the firecrackers off the statue like that. Once again, her arm...
Oh, maybe we're just supposed to talk to this guy.
Lilli, I really have to ask you something. Do you like me?
Uh-huh.
Thank goodness. I wasn't really sure, because there's something on my mind. It's about my feelings, and I'd like to ask you a really huge favor.
Oh, I
Would
guess
you do
maybe
something
we
for
talk
me?
to him and then he stops
Really?
blocking the
Wow,
door.
I'm so excited. Okay, calm down, Capu. So, would you give this letter to Shy?
Uh-huh.
I really have to meet her. So, could you just give her the letter? Man, that's so cool of you. You're really the best, Lilli.
Okay. So it was that she definitely felt like she had a crush on Capu, and now she's been asked to deliver a love letter to Shy. Which... are we gonna open the love
Sometimes,
letter?
just for fun, Lilli liked creating the impression that she didn't know how to use a letter. It was so much fun, even when no one was watching.
Yeah, unless we were supposed to merge something or get somebody to trip on marbles. We've had these marbles for a long time now. We still don't really know what the grained screen is about. Let's just do the obvious thing and give it to Shy.
Oh, what fabulous thing do you have there? Is it for me by any chance?
Lilli hesitated. Certainly not because she begrudged Shy her meeting with Capu. No. She was worried. Who knew what sort of things could be in the envelope? A snake? A scorpion? The anthrax virus? In the end, she decided to give Shy the letter, after all.
Uh-huh. Wow! It's from Capu! A date? Oh, how exciting! I have to put on more glitter.
Apparently, the letter didn't contain the anthrax virus. Thank goodness.
Okay. So that does seem like that's just going to move the story forward. But you don't have like a stairs you can interact with. So maybe now he'll prepare for a date. Yes, and now he's not blocking the gate, and that's what we needed. We needed these two to move so we can now kill these two. Which makes sense.
Lilli didn't want to disturb the two. They deserved to enjoy the moment. Soon, they'd start to hate each other, and Shy would start losing her hair from all the grief. Ah, yes. Love. Lilli didn't want to...
It's the same response whether you look or talk to them, so it really feels like both those options shouldn't exist. Okay, so that did just immediately lead to this, which that's saves some time, I suppose. Alright, well, longer sword on the clock.
The sword may not have reached the firecrackers or the rope, but it fit perfectly into the mesh of the clock hands. So perfectly that it got stuck in there. Now what was Lilli to do? Wait until the gargoyle dropped down of its own accord? She didn't have that much time.
So, I wasn't really expecting it to work that well. Let's try the balloon. I bet we don't use the balloon. Let's try the green screen. Nope. actually...
The gargoyle seemed to worry about its companion, but it also didn't lift a finger to stop it from falling. Typical.
Alright, so we need something to interact with the gargoyle.
It wouldn't take much to make the gargoyle completely lose its balance, but Lilli didn't even have that on her.
Marble.
It wouldn't take much to make the gargoyle completely, but Lilli...
Am I supposed to literally just smoke a cigarette?
It wouldn't take, but Lilli...
Alright, well... Let's just exit the area and see if that was... what needed to happen.
The clock in the tower sounded duller than usual today. Was it really that late already?
Okay. So, the clock moved quite a bit for just a few minutes. But who knows? I guess that's more of the perception of reality is different here.
Lilli had finished all of Edna's jobs and had gotten rid of all of the evidence. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
And so it's going to just fast travel us
Lilli,
back
thank
to
God.
the
I
room.
have a new and much more serious problem. I can't find my diary anywhere. And all my
It's
escape
playing the
plans are
same
written in it.
song
I
over
even
and
drew a
over
map where I
again,
marked my hiding
which,
place. So forget
yeah,
about getting
that's
rid of
getting
the evidence.
annoying.
No, just forget it. It wasn't important anyway. The diary now has top priority. Please, help me look for it. If Mother Superior gets her hands on it, I'm done for. It has to be somewhere around here.
Of course, Lilli immediately knew what to do. She immediately knew what to do. Oh, man.
Okay.
Was that really so hard? The diary was lying right there. Or hanging, rather. The telltale drawings were dangling from the claw of a dumb, gawking pigeon.
So, it seems like there aren't that many people still alive now. It's just the bully kid and the Mother Superior and the cafeteria lady. Let's just shoot the
Instead
pigeon.
of catching the pigeon, Lilli wondered if she had anything in her inventory to scare it away. She would have even banged on a kettle drum if she'd had one.
Let's see.
Instead of catching the pigeon, she would have...
Are we supposed to pop the balloon?
Instead of catching, she would...
So I guess it's supposed to be fireworks.
Instead of catching the pigeon, she would...
Marbles
Hooray!
and that.
The marbles were the perfect ammunition for the musket.
Ah. Late to the party solution.
Instead of catching the pigeon, she would have...
And yet the musket's still not the right
Lilli
thing.
loved the unusual embroidery more than anything. She would never have dreamed of doing anything silly with it. Lilli remembered the rules of the convent school very well. You were only allowed to use firecrackers if there was a good reason for it. Something like that.
So it's definitely giving you the feeling that you're going to have to
Lilli
go...
wanted to look around first. She wasn't afraid that the pigeon would disappear with the book.
Interesting. Fade to white.
Lilli had stretched her legs enough. Luckily, the pigeon was still there. Lilli thought it would be a good idea to first wait and watch the pigeon for a while. She accepted the risk that the bird might fly off at any moment.
So it's just trying to keep you in the same
The
area.
moment Lilli tried to grab the diary, the pigeon rose in the air and carried it to the roof of the convent, where it disappeared in the rafters above Mother Superior's office.
And then we
Gawking
see the bully
certainly
has
wasn't going to help.
3 birds.
Once again, Lilli's path led her back towards the lion's den.
Okay. Yeah, this whole pattern is weird because it really made the game feel like you were going to very quickly get the recipe and that was just going to be your first goal. Not that that was going to be the major goal of this entire area.
Lilli might have missed the sparrows, but her effect on Shawnee was apparent. He actually seemed a little impressed.
So, we've now convinced him we're tough enough. Let's get that lighter.
Shawnee seemed very anxious. Lilli preferred not to talk to him in this state. She didn't want to risk him pulling out her braids. But she also needed the recipe. What could she do to get a nasty boy like Shawnee to calm down?
Oh yes, he wants the cigarettes now because he's anxious.
Lilli had heard that cigarettes were supposed to have a soothing effect.
He's just smoking like an entire
What
pack.
a great job Lilli had done. Shawnee seemed to feel much better already. You can tell by the way his pupils were slowly rotating towards the inside. Shawnee had dropped a cigarette. Apparently his mouth was too full.
We'll pick that up.
What a nice animal. So proud. Such shiny feathers. Hopefully Lilli would have time to play with it later.
But see, like, the funny part about this is, if this is a corpse here, why would he not have noticed that? If that was really the case. Alright, well. We now have a burning cigarette. Which I think probably leads us towards... We probably don't really need to go in here, but we'll double check. Just see if we can put a block of wood in the stove.
Lilli had placed the log in the stove. Now she just had to light it.
Okay, and then we'll use the cigarette to light it. And theoretically, that should fix the start the stove
There
going.
were those voices again, ordering Lilli to burn her stuff. Again, Lilli resisted the temptation of obeying them.
Okay, let's look at the recipe.
Lilli would read the recipe later. After all, she wasn't supposed to make the food herself, but simply take Doris the recipe.
Okay. So there was a little bit we did need to do before we go talk to Doris, but it does feel like we are wrapping things up here. But it is also basically like 4 hours to get to that point. And here we can see he is also dead. Smoked himself to death. Yeah, this basically leaves only Doris and the Mother Superior alive between Lilli and Edna. Also still alive, assuming Edna or Lilli are both real. And Harvey still has not made any appearance at all.
Well then.
They teased it at the beginning of the credits.
I can manage that. Duck roast for Lumpy. Good choice. All I need is the canned food from Mother Superior's meal from the cellar.
Okay, so now I guess we go get the canned food. Which, it definitely feels like there was no way that you could have had all of the things you needed in one run. Which, that's very repetitive. I think we are really at a point for modern point-and-click adventure games where you probably should have an internal speed
This had to
run
be the canned food Doris was talking about.
of your game,
Lilli selected
just
pigeon
to see
flavor.
what somebody who has been working on the game and developing a point-and-click adventure, how fast their experience is going to be with it, or how fast the QA team can get through a game, going through all the steps, and that probably would highlight the pain points, the repetitive points that they could do a second pass on. Right.
Pigeon flavor.
Notice how it says pigeon flavor, but the actual subtitle says pigeon flavored. So not quite exactly
You found
right.
the canned food.
Uh-huh.
Very good. I guess that means I can start cooking the meal now. I'll put the roast for the cat in the dumbwaiter right away. But I won't be able to fit anything else in there. I can't send Mother Superior's food up until you put the empty plate back in the dumbwaiter. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's just hope so.
Yeah. And at this point, it definitely does feel like there's very few scenes, very few directions we actually need to go. We're wrapping it up. But there definitely seems like there's still some kind of surprise or secret that's supposed to happen around all of this. Let's try the burning cigarette in this bracket.
There seemed to be some kind of bracket up on the wall, but Lilli couldn't continue without more light.
Are we supposed to hang this on the
There seemed
bracket?
to be some, but Lilli.
Are we supposed to put this in the fireplace?
There were those voices again. Too bad.
Maybe there's already wood in the fireplace.
At night, Mother Superior placed her kettle over the fire here. But at this time of day, she preferred to drink her calming tea in the cafeteria. Lilli remembered the rules of the convent school. You were only something like.
So we've got the fireworks. I don't think the balloon in
Lilli
this
loved the unusual. She would never have.
would merge. So we have only like 4 items left. So that it should be very simple puzzles.
Oh, there's the missing child. I was beginning to hope you'd been eaten by a wild animal on the way. But at least you brought the food. I have to finish a few tasks now. Feed Lumpy while I'm gone. And don't even think about leaving the office before the work is done.
So yeah, it definitely feels like 3-4 hours between starting in this office to feed Lumpy and then getting around to actually being able to feed Lumpy is way too much.
That had to be Lumpy's dinner.
Alright, so we put that in the bowl. Then Lumpy is probably
How
gonna die.
disappointing. It seemed Lumpy didn't feel like eating roast at all. How would Lilli ever finish her task now?
Okay.
Lilli remembered the rules of the. You were only something like.
Let's give the roast to the potted plant then. Then put the roast platter back in the dumbwaiter. Then take
Cat
Mother
food
Superior's
with pigeon
food.
flavoring. The cafeteria never served anything this delicious.
Then I guess we're supposed to feed this to the cat.
Lumpy obviously enjoyed the pigeon-flavored cat food, and it really looked like he already had an idea where to get second. Too bad the wall was too smooth for his claws.
Okay.
Lumpy obviously, and it really too bad the wall.
So we want to help Pidgey and Lumpy get to a pigeon.
Lilli could just forget about that idea. Either there was a picture missing here, or there was one too many hooks.
Let's hang this. Maybe he can climb up that. Yeah.
Someone was in a rush. Oh, that's what Lumpy had smelled. The pigeon that had stolen Edna's diary was sitting on one of the beams.
Yeah, they really should have shown that to me, though. Alright, balloon, pigeon.
Lilli thought it might be possible to let the balloon float up to the pigeon, but she doubted that the pigeon would be very impressed by this.
Balloon, potted plant.
Lilli didn't want to spoil her nice friendship with the flower. Plants were the only things that still listened to her.
Let's see, what can we actually interact with now that we're zoomed in like this? It seems like we can still interact with everything here.
Lilli thought it might be possible to let the balloon float up to Lumpy. But what was the point? Lumpy hated parties.
Okay.
Lilli remembered the rule, you were something like that.
So this with this merge together. Firecrackers on the balloon. Light
Lilli
it.
kept the idea at the back of her mind.
Balloon to pigeon.
It was a tricky plan, but Lilli was running out of options.
My goodness! I see that Lumpy has finally had a meal. Why, this is quite a surprise. Perhaps all hope is not lost for you yet after all. And now leave me alone.
Definitely feels like the Mother Superior here would be... It would kind of suck to kill off this character, too. I wouldn't hate it, but...
Maybe I was too strict with
Her
the girl and her fellow
stuttering
students.
hasn't
They're
played a
only
role.
Children, after all.
And you kind of
Was
want...
I too hasty, Lord? Should I stop Dr. Marcel
Want her
from
to stay
coming before
around.
he tries his new method on the children? Please, give me a sign. What's that?
So apparently we've made a sign.
A dove? Or at least a pigeon of peace? Is this your sign? Should I spare the children? Oh, Lord, thank you. What? That those damn children! That's it! I finally reached my limit! Lilli!
When Lilli walked into the sleeping quarters, Edna was gone. All she found was a hastily scribbled letter on her bed.
Take
So-
care, Lilifred. I have to go. This situation is getting too hot for me to stay. I'll wait for you at the swing tree for a bit. If you hurry, you might still catch me. Otherwise, you can find my hiding place in the map in my diary. I'm sure you've already found it, right? Stay dirty. Love, Edna.
The letter made Lilli nervous. She had to catch up with Edna at all costs.
Psst! Lilli, hurry! This way! The Doctor and Mother Superior are already hot on your heels.
Why would we follow him? And
Lilli looked all around in surprise. What
there's a
kind
whole
of
new
strange
spying
place was this?
You're
agency.
probably asking yourself what kind of strange place this is, right? But there's no time for explanations now. Come on, hurry!
Like, okay, so don't really have time to look at the monitors or look out this way. So was he spying?
Lilli paid no attention to Garrett's frantic pace. First, she wanted to look at everything in peace.
Could there be a secret passage here?
You might be right. Let me think for a moment.
On the other hand, she wasn't interested in these technical knickknacks at all.
So it does seem
Lilli
like
paid no attention to Garrett's first.
Where are they?
They can't be.
On the other hand,
I guess it's a case we're supposed to rush.
Stop dragging. Let's go.
So if all of a sudden he seems like he's a good guy, I guess he's the only one we haven't killed, and Edna seems to be totally missing.
That's Dr. Marcel with Mother Superior. I don't think they've seen us yet.
She isn't in her bunk, but she can't be far.
I'm surprised that you tolerate this kind of insubordination in your convent.
I'll have the entire ground search for her immediately.
Do that. All of this seems unpleasantly familiar to me.
Let's go. This is our chance.
Okay, we'll follow him. I guess we go to the tree, where the tree swing was.
When Lilli reached the swing tree, she found no trace of Edna. Garrett had vanished too, but the remnants of Edna's diary were lying in the grass.
Interesting that Garrett would disappear.
It had been burned, and it was no longer readable. Only the map of Edna's hiding place could still be deciphered. It's a cave at Moor Lake. Lilli was just trying to memorize the way when...
Psst, Lilli! Hide! Dr. Marcel and Mother Superior are coming! Oh no! Too late!
There she is!
Ha! You probably thought you could escape my examination, huh? Or is there another reason for disobeying Mother Superior's instructions? Well, let's hear it. Entertain us.
Let's see. It's all Edna's fault. Garrett made me do it. Dr. Marcel is evil. Berries for Mother Superior. Nazi vampires in the backyard. Let's see. Let's go with berries for Mother Superior.
This is taking too long for my taste.
It seems like no response mattered. And you're just gonna get tased.
Was that really necessary?
Not really, but it brought some satisfaction to an old man who has had to deal with defiant children one too many times.
See, this is just like chapter 2.
You must not contradict adults. You must not lie. You must not play with fire. You must not use sharp objects.
Oh, this is surprising where
Alcohol.
Harvey is going to come into play.
Dangerous places. You must not lose control. And you must never follow your own wishes. Woogie, woogie.
So this almost maybe explains that Edna might be crazy because of Dr. Marcel using
Woogie indeed.
using Harvey to make Edna crazy.
Did it work?
We'll find out in a moment.
But I just don't remember the actual events at the end of the first Edna and Harvey
You
game.
can tell me who's responsible for all the chaos in this institution.
I do recall Harvey would say like oogie woogie
Chaos, Lilli. Who's
every now and then.
responsible?
Now start talking, you useless
Remain calm, Mother Superior. She'll answer. She'll answer. Do you know the answer, Lilli? Who's responsible? You can tell me.
See, this could be a complete game in its own, and some of the Daedalic games did kind of get sold episodically like that, but then they got bundled and sold, and that tended to make them really long.
Do you know a girl by the name of Edna?
Why do you ask?
I think I've just pinpointed the root of all this evil. It's good that I was able to install all of the important behavioral blocks inside Lilli. with the aid of my new hypnotherapy.
Hypnotherapy?
Hypnosuggestion, to be precise. The light diodes that I have installed in the eyes of this stuffed rabbit help me take direct control over Lilli's free will. From
Interesting.
now on, she will behave very calmly. But here, just try it out for yourself.
Try it out?
That's right. She's now as obedient as a little lamb.
Well...
Go ahead.
Now we're back to
Serve the
echoiness.
doctor and me some tea.
It seems like it gets echoey when it tries to play music and it two characters speaking at the same time. So it might really be an engine of crashing at some level. So you could have an interesting point-and-click adventure game here where they're giving us direct instructions and then we have to figure out how to break out of the programming somewhat and do what they say but pervert it in a way that it doesn't satisfy them. So in the instance of them getting them tea, if I was to go get like the letter T and hand it to them, that might be a way to do it. So she just gets shocked every time she says no. We'll do this about 3 times and see if there's an achievement around that. If there are achievements, they're not really popping up during the game. Okay. So we now have a whole restrictions here. We can't make fire, we can't contradict adults, we can't drink alcohol, we can't lie, we can't enter dangerous places, we can't use sharp objects, we can't get angry, and we can't do whatever you want. So there's a whole new goal here to break each of these restrictions.
She'd look at the map later. She hadn't expected that this decision would have unpleasant consequences.
Okay. So what can we interact with? Tea, teacups, teapot. Let's grab it.
Psst, Lilli. Don't be afraid, Lilli. It's me, Garrett. Please, stay calm. You were hypnotized by Dr. Marcel, and now you're completely in his control. But don't worry, I can help you. But you'll have to come with me to my secret room. You can find the entrance in front of Mother Superior's office, in the dark corner next to the fireplace. But first, I need your help. I've been watching Mother Superior and the Doctor for a long time, and I'm very close to unveiling their evil deeds. All I need is a confession. Here, take this extract of deadly nightshade.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a...
Serum. Pour it into Mother Superior's tea. As soon as she drinks it, she'll start spilling all of her secrets. Did you understand? Excellent.
Lilli, what are you doing? You're supposed to be making us tea, not staring at paintings.
Oh, don't be so
Yeah,
harsh.
you wouldn't call nightshade deadly if it was a true
I have
serum.
to confess that I have also admired your gallery. I'm especially interested in this embroidery over here. It's a bit unusual, don't you think?
Oh, that one. It's just an old keepsake. Hardly worth mentioning.
Seems like there might be a running gag
there.
You can't?
around the
What
the
is it
unicorn.
actually an embroidery of? An 8-legged unicorn?
It's only the embroidery of a dumb, irresponsible child. Nothing else.
So yeah, at some point I think we may see an 8-legged unicorn.
Some tea had to be put into the cup first. This time, Lilli wanted to do everything right.
Okay. So true serum tea, teapot. Now we give it to Mother Superior, Dr. Marcel. I think you'd want to kill Dr. Marcel first.
Lilli, you clumsy good-for-nothing. Do you really want to embarrass me in front of the doctor?
That is strange. The hypnosis is foolproof. It was probably just an accident.
The whole child is a total accident. If I could...
So you can still do accidents.
Please, Mother Superior, do calm down. Lilli will complete her task, right, Lilli?
Uh-huh.
Well then, please bring her some more tea, okay? Be so kind.
Lilli didn't show it, but she was close to panicking. Serving more tea was no problem, but where would she get more truth serum from?
Shh. Don't talk to me. Just pour the truth serum into Mother Superior's tea. You do still have the bottle containing the extract of deadly nightshade, right?
Well...
Perfect. I knew I could rely on you.
So it definitely feels like we are now playing a game that's around playing as Lilli and Garrett instead of Edna and Harvey. So I don't know if you really should call this Harvey's New Eyes as much as you should potentially just call it Lilli and Garrett.
Lilli didn't want to spoil her nice friendship with the flower. Plants were the only things that still listened to her.
Like, so can we just leave? Interesting.
There seemed to be some kind of bracket up on the wall, but Lilli could...
Teapot on the hook.
If Lilli was going to make more tea, then it should be a really special brew. But where would she get more truth serum from?
And so you have some deadly nightshade that's been here this whole time, and yet you couldn't click on it before. Didn't even really mention it.
Mother Superior lit these torches when she sat in her office on dark nights.
Right. Deadly nightshade. Now in the teapot. Now cooking on the hook.
Hello, Lilli. You're not going to play with fire, are you? I just wanted to be on the safe side.
Lilli carefully
So Harvey is gonna show up
made sure not to touch the fire.
to stop
Lilli's
you
specialty
instead of
was
encourage
She
you
called it pure
of
truth,
doing
a blend of rooibos and deadly
dangerous
nightshade.
things. Interesting twist. Says you can interact with this torch, but I don't think you can use this torch here. No, you can't.
Hello, Lilli. You're not going to play with fire, are you? Of course you don't want that. You know that Mother Superior has forbidden it.
Okay.
Something weird was happening here.
That's to say the least. So we've got to break from the mental conditioning before we can solve anything, really. We need to solve. And apparently I'm going to end up with another teacup with poison in it. Teacup with truth serum. Let's give it to her.
Finally, it's about time. Stupid chop, chop, chop.
Are you feeling all right? You are downright hysterical.
It's that embroidery. It reminds me of my childhood.
Interesting. It's not going to kill her.
I was such a stupid child. I so wanted to have a unicorn for a pet. A unicorn? Can you believe it? But what they gave me instead was a tarantula.
Then you're the one who embroidered this.
Shaggy died while I tried to attach a horn to her forehead with a nail gun. I was such a stupid.
So we're getting backstory on this character, but we've also kind of poisoned her, so she's probably gonna die.
I loathe children.
So I still don't get the whole stuttering aspect. It feels like it's a personality quirk.
Adults seem to be busy with adult problems. This was Lilli's chance.
You must not contradict adults.
The funny rabbit with the glowing eyes was sitting indifferently on the chair. Maybe Lilli would be allowed to play with him for a while.
Yeah, what else could we do? Like, if we feed this Harvey doll to...
You must not lie.
So that was the Dr. Marcel everyone was talking about.
Like, we don't have the tea anymore. So it just kind of feels like now we might be able to maybe use the torch, but I don't think we can.
Hello, Liv. You're not going. You know that.
Something weird was happening here.
So unless we can just put the torch in the bracket without lighting it.
A burning torch would have lit up. Unfortunate. Nevertheless, Lilli was proud she knew so much of.
And I'm skipping dialogue here. So we are into another chapter, even though it's not really getting named.
Why should Lilli look for secret doors? She already knew of 2 other ways into Garrett's secret room.
Why do we have to stand around here again? We're supposed to stop that child from escaping its therapy. With violence, if possible. Do you still have your taser? Of course.
So apparently there's some guards.
Had rarely been wrong. Lilli would try it his way.
Okay.
Well done, Lilli. I've heard everything I wanted to hear. Mother Superior's obviously gone gaga. I'd already suspected that. Now hurry. Come to me in the secret room. There's a hidden door in the dark corner in front of the office. Right next to the fireplace outside.
Yes.
Oh, damn. Of course you can't make any light. You're not allowed to play with fire. I'd completely forgotten about that. One moment. Let me think. I think I have an idea. There isn't any way to break through a block created by hypnosis. Unless you get hypnotized again. It's risky. But you could put yourself in a trance and fight the block directly in your own subconscious. But be warned, the world inside of a trance is an eerie place. It's like a parallel universe that only exists in your mind.
How does he know any of this?
Without the guidance of a trained hypnotist,
And the music is getting louder and louder.
And the blocks created by the doctor will probably appear as powerful demons that you can only defeat in a mental duel. Did you understand all that? You don't have to. Not yet. Just use the stuffed rabbit to hypnotize yourself. Once you're in a trance, look for the inner demon that's preventing you from making a fire and destroy him.
Okay. So this seems like this is the way this is going to go. And I don't think you really want to talk to these people. You can't talk to them.
Let it all. What a shit.
The adults seem to be Lilli for.
Alright, let's then hypnotize ourselves.
You must not play with fire. Oogie.
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 With
So
the
this
rabbit's help, Lilli had returned into her
creates
trance.
a great
At first
way in
glance,
which you can just
everything had
have
seemed unfamiliar
fairly
and strange,
separate
completely
puzzle
alone. She cowered
areas,
inside a cold cave that
and
was
you don't have to
illuminated by the
explain
giant, suspicious
how you
eye
reached that
of Mother
area.
Superior. So there really wasn't much difference to reality.
Kind of a great idea, but very, very slow to get to that idea, certainly. And we still don't, like, oh, I guess this is how you save this whole time. Is that you had to click on saved games and then click on an empty slot or a used slot. Let's check the achievements. Yeah, not a single achievement has been done, and it definitely feels like some of these, at least one of these, would should have been unlocked. Yeah, I think at least 3 of these should have been unlocked out of 29, which I would say that probably puts us 1/10 of the way through the game, and I would kind of hope we were even further away. Further through the game, but you know, it might get a little bit quicker and a little bit more easier. Now if we're just going inside of our mental blocks, there'll be less characters you have to actually talk to, I would suspect. Maybe that's why there was just so much dialogue in the first 3 or 4 hours of gameplay, is because the rest of the game is going to be very light on dialogue. It definitely feels very weird for this to be called an Edna and Harvey game, because Harvey is so far playing a very different role, and Edna is pretty much not even in the story. If they had just called this Edna and Harvey, the new Colin, Will, and Garrett, that might be more accurate. But yeah, there's really not a lot of extra to say at the end of each of these episodes. It's taking an hour to just get through it, and I think even if you were trying to rush through this, I would only be going maybe 20% faster. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.